I got an update for you all. Yesterday evening, it has been reported that those who were fired at Haskell Indian Nations University, who were instructors leading classrooms, are returning on contract work this coming week. A huge shout out to all the students and community advocates who have tirelessly been protesting in Topeka and Lawrence and everywhere for this injustice. What we know about the instructors who were let go because of the executive order is that they were in their probationary period as federal employees, which is about 2 years, which means they were not protected by the civil protections. Unfortunately, this does not include bringing back those who were not instructors, so maintenance and other staff members as well. I also want to draw your attention to Haskell President Dr. Arpan. I know there has been some outrage and anger that he has not attended the community sessions that are happening here in Lawrence, and he hasn't been more vocal. The real point is that he really can't. As a federal employee at Haskell, you are not allowed to lobby for anything. There's a lot of rules and ethics that you just cannot cross. So that is the reason why he has not been on these different types of community events and really can't say much if he wants to keep his job. It's not mentioned in the article or in the Haskell Foundation how long these instructors will be working at Haskell under contract. It sounds like until the end of the semester. But if you're in the Lawrence, Douglas County, Kansas, northeastern area, or if you want to come and support, there are these community events happening. There is one today at 5:30 at Haskell Auditorium. I also want to draw your attention to the New York Times actually covered this and interviewed some of the students in the student government. I haven't read the article due to the paywall and having to sign in, but it looks really cool, and I'm just so proud of our students for using their voice and being advocates. And if you want to donate to the efforts that the Haskell Foundation, a 501c3, has been fundraising to make sure that these faculty who were let go will be continuing on teaching their classes as contract workers, just go to the Haskell Foundation website. When you get on the website, this will be a pop-up screen and you can donate there. This is also a great opportunity to exercise that civic engagement, contact our federal delegation and state legislators as well. If you live in Lawrence, Kansas right now, then this is who all represents us in Washington, D.C. Congressman Tracy Mann represents Kansas Congressional District 1. Then we have U.S. Senator Kansas Jerry Mann, and then Roger Marshall, and then we have President Trump. Now this is the contact information for Senator Jerry Moran. If you want to contact his office, here is his phone number. He has multiple offices across Kansas. As some senators might forget that when you're a U.S. senator, you represent the entire state, no matter party affiliation or where people live in the state. And I know we don't really have to worry with that with Senator Moran, but there is another senator who got some pushback and got scared. And then if you go to Senator Moran's website, there's an email contact page as well if you want to put your comments in this format. I highly recommend that you contact these folks at least every day. If you're busy, once a week, but as much as you can. Yes. This is the contact information for Senator Roger Marshall, his Washington, D.C., the phone number. And here are the other contacts for across Kansas and the different offices. Here's his Kansas City office, Overland Park, Pittsburgh, Kansas, Salina, Kansas, Wichita, Kansas. And if you go onto his senator page, you have an opportunity to submit comment through an email type of form as well. And this is all what you will see and what you need to input. And then here's where you can put your message in. And I would say yes, a response is required. That means that Senator Moran or his staffers will respond back to you to make sure this is getting addressed. Up to you if you want to sign up for his email updates. And then here's Tracy Mann's. This is his email submission page. .gov, make sure these are .gov. If they're not .gov at the end of these politicians' website, then that means that's their campaign page. And once you have all that, you can submit that as well. And then here is Congressman Tracy Mann's offices in Kansas. He only represents Congressional District 1. Here in Kansas, we have 4 congressional districts. And then those are the phone numbers as well. If you don't know who your state legislator is or who represents you in Washington, D.C., I recommend you go to this website, pluralpolicy.com, and enter in your address. And I'm actually at Haskell right now for a meeting, and I use the current location, and these are who represents me in the Kansas State Legislature and here in federal Congress as well. For the state legislators, you can just click on any of their names. For example, I will click on Senator Cluse, and then it has all his information here as well, from his legislative email, Capitol phone office, where his building is as well. It also shows the committees he's a part of. This is a short script that I created. You can make your own, but you can use this for when you call or if you email, and make sure that you state if you are a constituent that you are and give your address and zip code. Again, a huge thank you to all the advocates, students, alumni across Indian country. This is such a effort. We are in tough times, and banding together is how we will continue to advocate for our people. And if our ancestors can do it, so can we. This is definitely the time to come together and call your people who represent you at the state and federal level, demand them that they opposed any of this legislation and future legislation that impacts the layoffs of federal workers, but also remind them that they have a duty to treaties and Indian country and obligations to us as Native American people. We are not just a race or ethnicity, we're a political class, and there is these documents that need to be respected.